All right, so we're taking a look at reflections today. So one thing to keep in mind is for homework, you're going to finish up this worksheet and bring it back on Monday. Okay. So reflection across a line, and the line that we're reflecting over, we use a lowercase r to denote a reflection, and the line that we're reflecting over is called the line of reflection. Now, two things happen. When we reflect a shape over a line, each of the corresponding vertices, so BB prime, CC prime, this line of reflection is the perpendicular bisector that connects B to B prime, C to C prime. Okay? So just keep that in mind as you're going along. All right, so the pre-image is like ABC here, and then A prime, B prime, C prime would be the image. All right. Second thing, in a reflection, the pre-image image are congruent to one another, so they're in isometry, but we refer to them as an opposite isometry because the orientation reverses. Now, the orientation is just the order of the letters. So we're going B-U-G. If we walked around in a circle, we would see letters B-U-G here. And after we move it, if we went in the same order, we would not see the same letters. We actually have to go in the opposite direction to see those orders. So reflection changes the order of the letters. Okay. And I'll do a couple examples and then I'll let you guys finish up from there. So number one, and then anything, even number two, as long as what you're using here, you can see the x-axis, y-axis, x equals 2, y equals 5. It doesn't necessarily matter. What you're going to do here, okay, so any vertical or horizontal line, you can just count from the point to the line. So count from B down to the line of reflection, and then you're going to move past it the exact same distance. So it's kind of like when you stand in front of a mirror, right? You're like 4 feet from the mirror, which means your reflection is 4 feet on the other side. All right, it's the same thing with A. So if it's 9 spaces down to the line, we go 9 spaces to the other side, and there's A prime. All right, so that's how this one's going to work. So for number one, okay, you can see like we take the first point A, we do -3, 9. We reflect it over the x-axis, and it becomes -3, -9. Okay, and what we should notice here is which coordinates changed actually before the reflection. It's just the y-coordinate. It became the opposite sign. So here it was positive, it became negative. If we started with a prime, it would go from negative to positive. So just bear in mind. And a general rule is just the point xy is going to become x negative y. All right. So for number two, we're going to reflect this over the y-axis. So here's your y-axis. Now the first point you see, point B, is actually already on the line. It's on the line that we're going. So it's not going to move at all. It actually stays right there. Okay. So this first point doesn't move. It stays right there. How we indicate that is we just take so like I said, how we indicate that is we just put point on top of it, and then we label this as B prime. Okay. So even though the B is right there, we just put B prime next to it, and we're good to go. Then we'll do the same thing. So we'll count. So point C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces away from the line of reflection. So we go 8 spaces to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll be right there. And then point A, and we're going to have a problem here because it's going to go off the graph, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's going to actually take us off the graph. Now, normally, if you're doing this and you graph off the graph, you're actually going to lose a point. You're not allowed to go off of the graphing surface they give you. So if they give you a graph, normally what you do here is you change your scale. Okay. For our purposes here, we're going to leave it like this. All right. And then same thing. So then we have this point right here, which is point C prime. And then we have point right here, which is A prime. Okay. Now, if we change the line of reflection, So what happens if we change it from the x-axis to, let's say, x equals -2? Okay, so what happens is if I slide this line over here to the left to -2, I'm still going to follow the same procedure, okay, which is, let's see through here, which is I'm going to count from the point to the line, and then I'm going to go past in the same order. So if here we'd have B, it's 2 spaces over, I go 2 spaces to the other side, that's where B prime goes. Here this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I go 6 spaces past, we're right there, and then here we're going to be 7 spaces away, so we go one more, and we're going to be right there, okay? And that's going to be our shape. So if you're doing any line, as long as it's vertical or horizontal, so x equals, remember, is a vertical line, y equals crosses through the y-axis horizontal, that's how you're going to handle those cases. Okay? The line y equals x is a little bit different. So the line y equals x follows the rule 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. So this blue line right here, okay, represents that line y equals x. Now, our slope of our line is 1. So any line perpendicular, right, to the perpendicular bisector, any line perpendicular to that line is going to be have a slope of -1. Okay, so that's how we're going to handle these cases. So the rule is, and if you get the rule, is just that with y equals x, you just switch the two coordinates. So if it's the point -5, 8, you switch them, you get 8, -5. Okay. What you're essentially doing is you're going down 1 over 1 to get to this, and you're going to move down 1 over 1 to get to that next point. So you can count on the line the y equals a slope of -1. So from here, down 1 over 1, and I keep going. I can count till I get to the line, and then I move past. It's a little harder to do when when the line's cutting through this. So just try to focus in on the rule of switching x and y. Okay. The other one is the line y equals -x. If you do line y equals -x, you switch them and negate them. So it would be -8. If you started with -5, 8, it would be -8, +5. Okay? So just keep that in mind as you're working along, and that should be it for all you need to kind of get through here. So take a look at what you got so far, and just finish up, and then we'll take a look at this on Monday. Thanks, guys.